Hey guys, welcome into the show. My name is Tyler Kluver. I'm a former Division 1 athlete. I now run a fitness coaching business as well as a sports media brand that creates podcasts, sells merchandise, and creates other exclusive content. This show is a place for me to document my thoughts on fitness, health, nutrition, maybe some business or mindset stuff, as well as update anyone listening on my own competitive fitness endeavors and life events. I want everybody that comes and listens to this show to take something away that can make their life better, whether it's a diet or fitness tip or a way of thinking about things that motivates you to be better in your own life. Hopefully, we can get that done. But regardless, I'm glad you're here. Let's have a day. Let's go. I look homeless. I look homeless a little bit. Not really. I did shave the head. Welcome into the Snap Podcast. We're here for another week. And to be honest, didn't know if we'd make it here because your boy got the flu. Which is, dude, I don't even have. What a great way to start podcast episodes, by the way. Just, I don't even have a topic for this podcast. Congratulations. You just spent time to click on this episode, sit down, maybe start an activity. I'm going to listen to the Snap podcast. And your boy doesn't even have a topic, but we always find one. We always find a way out of it. I suspect that we'll do the same today. Your boy got the flu. And it's my daughter's fault. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gotten it. I really prided myself for a very long time on the ability to just never get sick. And that I would say still to the average, to the mean, your regular person, we're pretty healthy around here. You've listened to the show for 170 some episodes. Haven't yawned in a while on this show, by the way. Solid yawn to start there. I pride myself on being, decently healthy. I get sick less than the average person. Even when I was a fat shit back in high school and college, I still didn't get sick. But when you have kids, it's unavoidable to some extent. And, we're in our third week back of daycare. And baby girl's already been sick twice. These little kids are quite literally just germ factories. And it's hard to not, and then kid comes home, you're kissing them, they're, you're cuddling, you're wrestling. It's impossible. So, the kiddo got sick over the weekend, and I thought, the number one goal is just like, we just got to get her back to life. And then as she starts to come out of it and turn the corner and just be, herself again, what do you know? I start to feel not good. And I spent about 8 hours, 7 hours from 9 p.m. to 3 or 4 a.m. Not last night, but 2 nights ago, just in and out of the bathroom. Between both ends, I got everything out. There was nothing left in me. Even more unfortunate than that, nobody wants to hear this, but even more unfortunate than that, the last meal before I expelled everything was just a greasy Culver's burger. So I've had better days, but here we are. We made it back to the Snap podcast. I've got on the docket today, similar to last week, at least we don't have the end of the week craziness of trying to go and do a live show like we did last week. I've got 4 podcasts today. This is number 1 of 4. We'll record 3 podcasts for the walk-ons today, and so we're gonna try and keep this one short, like actually short. I'm gonna wrap this up in about 5 minutes here because to those that don't record podcasts or don't understand what it's like to like do shows and have to talk and have decent conversation. There's yawn number 2. There's how you know I'm not on it today. It's like podcasts the mental energy you spend trying to, like, make sure you have topics and there's a good flow and the conversation's good back and forth and you can kind of extend episodes out to the time frame they need to be, like, it's actually not the easiest thing to do. And to do 4 in a day, all 4 of them having completely different twists, to them and topics, um, when I'm working on, like, 60% mental capacity right now, it just is what it is. So today we're gonna keep it short. The theme for today is health is wealth. Health is wealth, baby. Uh, Probably something that I saw for the first time, like, towards the end of my college years. You know, you start to follow more accounts that are like self-help, not self-help, but like, your self-improvement accounts or like your motivational. You start to get into the what I would call like the young person scene, like young adult scene of like, how do I make myself better? How do I how do I strive for more? And you see people out there and they're like they hit you with all these health is wealth comments or cliches. And then you realize like, ooh, yeah, that's actually 100% true. I think this is illustrated best by the hypothetical. What a great hypothetical it is too. That demonstrates how important time versus money is. And I know that um, neither of those necessarily is health, but time speaks to basically in this example your health or your time left on Earth. Um, Obviously, health gets a little bit deeper than that. Anybody that listens to my guy Peter Attia knows that your life is basically broken into health span and lifespan. Lifespan being how long you're on the earth, health span being how long you actually live functionally and healthy during those years that you're around. Meaning you could, there's some people that are just vegetables or are just chronically ridden with disease. And sure, medicine and modern miracles might bring them another 10 or 15 or 20 years on this planet when their heart's still technically ticking. But what is that worth when it's spent bedridden and you can't do anything and you're miserable and you're in pain and you're sick all the time and you're hooked up to machine like do you want to live 20 years in a bed hooked up to machines in pain? So you gotta work on both health span and lifespan, and the example is like this, right? What would you rather have? You wake up tomorrow and it's your last day on Earth, and you get $10 million, or throw a number out there, 10 billion, $10 trillion, right? But it's your last day on Earth, or fuck it, call it your last week on Earth, or you get whatever your expected lifespan would be as it stands right now, right? So for your average person, even if you're in your 50s or 60s, in today's world, you likely have 20 to 30 plus years left. 20 to 30 plus years. If you're somebody like me, you hopefully have 60-ish years left on your life. Now, I sure as hell would love $10 million. I'd like $10,000 to be honest, but $10 million, yeah, that sounds nice. But if you told me I only have a day to live and that's all I get, it ain't worth anything to me, right? And so it demonstrates how special time is on this earth. Another one of those is you ask the old people if they would trade places, old rich people, right? Like take let's say Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett's he's getting old, isn't he? I think he's in his 80s, maybe 90. If you asked Warren Buffett right now if he could go back to being 35 or 40 years old or stay the same age, he'd probably tell you, "Yeah, I'd like the time back. I'd like another 50 years on this earth." Even if it meant he didn't have the money he did now. And health is wealth. And I say that, I bring it up because as I laid in bed, just sick as a dog fortunately, it didn't last long. Like, legitimately, it lasted about 24 hours, which is awesome. Because sometimes it can go 2, 3 days. I'm laying there, and 99% of the time, I'm walking around, I'm a beast. Like, physically, there's just simply not many people on the planet that are more fit than me, more capable. It's what I it is what I've decided to spend a lot of my time on right now, but the matter of fact is that I am physically more capable and, viable as a human than most people. But all it takes to bring that thin, th just facade of physical armor down is a little viral infection. And, when the flu hits you, you feel like absolute shit. Couldn't eat. Like I said, everything was out of me, so it didn't have an ounce of fuel in me. All the water is gone from your body, 0 hydration. So my joints ached like a 90-year-old. I could barely get out of bed. I stood up out of bed to go to the bathroom once, and, like, my foot it felt like I, like, sprained my foot. Um, I walked out to the living room one time, I had to, like, lean on the wall. I mean, I'm talking, like, it felt like I was on my deathbed. And it doesn't take long. I mean, you can get there in a matter of, like, 6 or 8 hours, and your body will just shut down, and I'm worthless in that moment, and even today, as I feel better, and you can tell I have a little bit of energy right now, but even today, like, I'm I don't know if I'll work out today, but if I do, I'm definitely not gonna touch the weights that I'm supposed to, like, that's programmed. Just not gonna happen, not even close. Uh, and so just a real nice smack in the face of how staying healthy, just a quick little reminder of how staying healthy, staying functional is what really matters in life. And nothing else really does if you don't have your health. And that's just the reality of it. Um, hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys don't have the flu. And we'll have a legitimate topic or something better to talk about next week, but we're going to cut this one off there. Appreciate you guys as always. Your excuses are not valid, even if you have the flu and it's coming out of both ends. You still have to get it done. I did a podcast yesterday. On deathbed. Wasn't pretty, but we got it done. No excuses. Be a savage. Find a way to get it done. We'll talk to you next week. See you then.